So I figured this out the long, hard way. Maybe it'll save you some time. So I used to think like the big question ever was, who would care if I go? What's the point? Who is it about? Who's going to cry for me? Whatever. But I realized that's not the point. The real question is, what dies if I do? Whatever will never be made. Words will never be spoken. Feelings will never even get the chance to exist, no matter how intense or faint. So we measure our worth through other people's eyes and money, but I'm coming to that later. But what about like the things inside us, the ones no one else even knows are there? The brain doesn't help with this. We like to think our brain is us, or like, on our side, but it's not. It's just a recorder. All it knows is like external input, external validation, and devalue, whatever. So it only knows what the world fed it, but it does not actually know you. You don't understand yourself. You made up yourself. That's the truth. You have fed your brain opinions, rules, judgments, comparison, all external external input. Okay, so your brain is always working against you. Not because it hates you, that's just because that's all it knows. It can't see beyond what it's been shown. It cannot see outside the walls of its own. Okay. But your body knows what moves you. Your heartbeat knows when something feels alive. Your breath knows when you're safe, and your chest knows when something is worth staying for. Your body tries to tell you things when you start tasting blood, and you need to listen to your body, and it's going to save you. And here's the other thing, freedom. Everybody wants it, but almost no one has it, and here's why. You can't be free if you don't believe your money is yours. I said I'm coming to money later, and here it is. So why money? It sounds like random and a bit dumb, isn't it? But if you think about it, most of us treat our money like it belongs to someone else, You feel guilty for spending it. If we wait for permission or the opportunity, or even like, we hoard it for emergencies that never come. Not just that, but also like, overconsumption is thriving right now, obviously. The whole like thing. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but we live like we owe the world an explanation for every dollar we touch, even yourself, just essentially your brain that is not really you. So if you don't think that you own your money, you don't think that, you own your life, you will never feel free until you do. And I'm not here to argue about capitalism and, other things. I think capitalism, socialism, communism, all these like terms. I mean, like the divisions between such very, very complex ideas in economics and politics are, a way to simplify things way more than they really are simple, I studied foreign affairs, so I know that they are just not three different teams. It's much deeper than that. But since we're in a capitalistic system that feeds on you being separate from your money, okay? So if you don't think you own your money, you will never think you own your life. You will never be free. Start with your money and feel like you really own those dollars. You really own those savings, whatever, they are yours. You keep saying, oh, money is power, whatever, but you have it, and you feel like there's plan or a schedule or a budget you're waiting to be spent for this, waiting to spend your money on it, okay? So, and here's where it gets a little uncomfortable. You're not that special, okay? You're really not that special. Neither am I. And that's actually the most freeing thing you can realize. It's really, really good news that you're not that special. Because if you're not that special, you don't have to prove anything. You don't have to beg to matter. You don't have to perform for the world like your brain is trying to. Your brain is like that thing that's like, I like, when you go into like a job interview and you don't know what the building looks like, you don't know who the interviewer is going to be, you don't know anything about nothing, and then your brain kind of fills the gaps, makes it the most intimidating thing you've ever seen. But when you walk in there, you start dehumanizing the interviewer, because you're kind of like, oh, is this what I've been like scared about? But it's not worth it, because no one is special, not you, not the interviewer. Your brain is operating on survival mode based on the input that it knows. And yeah, you kind of have to consider neuroscience in this. If you look at your brain as entirely scientific and biological components, if you actually read what every part does, you will realize that your brain is always going to root for your failure, your death, literally. That is the goal, okay? I know it's like, sounds crazy and controversial a little bit, but your body is working for you and your brain is working against you. That's just the human nature. And if you're stuck in the middle, then you will never be free. You're trying to resolve the conflict between them, but it will never be resolved. That's why you need to step back into your soul. And this happens not because your brain is against you, like your brain hates you or whatever. It's not negative in the humanistic way that you think, but it's actually because that's all it knows at the external end. Thank you.